Norton is a moderately successful comedian, an average author, and a terrible actor. And your chance to speak directly with him has arrived. Call 866-969-1969. The phone lines are open. And the Jim Norton Show starts now.
Hello, hello, hello. It is the Jim Norton Advice Show. That's the new theme song. We just had Ricardo Lamas and Dominic Cruz on the Opie and Anthony show. Some guys don't like the UFC, I understand interviews if you're not a fan. But I just love those fucking guys. I find them, they're just a different breed of human. And I'm just kicking myself. Because Opie said at the end, you should have had them do like a double punch. And I'm like, I know, I thought of it, and then I forgot when I was being fucking sissy fanboy and taking pictures. But then I'm mentioning it again, and E-Rock's like, all right, I heard you. E-Rock just snapped at me. But he's right. E-Rock's totally right. I said it. Shut up and move forward. But I harp on it. And unfortunately, I was fucking harping on it really loud, and E-Rock did not care for that. By the way, who's the genius in there spelling these things? The guy, I have chronic masturbation issues. Chronic, C-R-O-N-I-C. Masturbation, M-A-T-E-R-B-A-T-I-O-N. Who's the dumbbell?
It's one of the interns. He's panicking, trying to get all the calls in.
I understand. I appreciate his efforts. Scott in New York, who has chronic masturbation issue.
What's up, Jimmy?
Hey, buddy.
So you're probably the only sick bastard who masturbates as much as I do. I probably jerk off as much as I did when I was a teen, and my prostate hurts, and but still every day in the morning I can't stop myself. And what do you think I should do? Well,
the only way to stop is to stop. Maybe a 12-step group for that, because it's a drip, dude. It's like, I do it a lot too. Not in the morning, but it affects my work. There's been times where I was late for the Comedy Cellar by a couple of minutes, or I'm driving 80 down fucking 7th Avenue because I couldn't stop jerking off. It is a constant, picture like a little gerbil hitting the little wheel to get a fucking treat. That's what you're doing. It's not real. You're not horny. You're simply giving yourself a drug. And I do the same thing. So it's a painful withdrawal. And when I say painful, I mean, it's like, because you don't know what to do with yourself. But the only way to do it is give yourself some time away. Your cock sensitivity will come back. You feel more focused. But that's the only way, buddy, is just to stop doing it. Okay?
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
All right, my friend. Good luck. Let's see here. Doug in Boston's having an issue with recovery. Hello, Doug.
Hey, Jimmy. So I put together about 2.5 weeks. I got a sponsor. But the problem I have is that I'm still having issues with the program, and my sponsor, he's a guy I know, and they always say that you're supposed to hook up with somebody who, you have common interests and so on and so forth. But he's at a much higher level than I am, and he wants me to go to a 12-step study group, and I'm not really into that.
How long you been sober?
Let's see, 13 days.
Okay. Let me tell you something. Now, you're supposed to pick a sponsor. If in, let's just say, a 12-step program, if you choose someone to sponsor you and help you and guide you, I don't know if you need to have common interests. I think it should be somebody whose sobriety you respect and whose recovery you admire. They say that name the top 3 people whose sobriety you respect and admire. Your sponsor should be one of those people. You should find somebody who you like what they have, and you want what they have. You admire something about the way they live their life and their recovery and the way they help other people. And maybe, you know what? A 12-step study group is not for you long term, but why not just do whatever they suggest that you do? Like the stubbornness of us. And I say us because I'm the same as you, man. I just happen to be sober longer, but I literally am one fucking tipping vodka back to being in the exact same boat you are. I'm no fucking, being more advanced. That just means that you've been around longer. That's what you want, somebody who's more advanced. So if you don't like the 12-step study group, maybe it's because you don't like the focus, or it feels like school, or maybe you're a little lazy, or whatever, any of those things that we all are.
Yeah.
But why don't you just do it? I mean, look at the option. Is a life of fucking disgusting addiction and fucking ruining everything you'll ever get. or doing something that you may not like right now and eventually you won't have to do. You know what I mean? It's like you're not doing it forever, but why not just do what they suggest? Realize that your way got you absolutely nowhere. So why not just fucking put down the boxing gloves? You lost. Let this guy help you.
I hear you. My problem I have is that I'm struggling with my sobriety as it is, and I don't like the meeting. I mean, it's in a place where I sound elitist, but there's a lot of guys. Actually, he brings a bunch of guys from a halfway house who don't want to be there, but they're there anyways because they have to be, and it kind of sucks.
Well, those are exactly the kind of people you should be around, and the attitude. I'll tell you what the problem is. Look at those guys and be grateful. And it sounds like a trite hack thing to say, but be grateful that you're not sometimes in the same shoes that other people are. Sometimes we can be grateful by looking at people. I bitch a lot and I have a great life. It doesn't matter where you are. There's always someone doing better and there's always someone doing a lot worse. And you know what? I was around people like that. I think of my friend Wayne, who my sponsor used to pick me up with, and Kenny. And Kenny's still sober and a good friend of mine. And Wayne is dead. And, Wayne just wouldn't listen. I guess Wayne had other mental problems, but Wayne is now dead. And I think of all those people who, a lot of times I didn't like to be around them or they were annoying. And you know what? Those are the ones I think of because they didn't make it. And they teach me what happens when I don't listen. So just humble yourself, man. You're 13 days in. No matter what is suggested, you're going to have issues with it. That's what we are. We're fighters. We're stubborn. I understand that.
Yeah. No, I'm pissed every day of my life. So,
yeah, dude, just relax. Just go. This is a really tough time, but it gets easier. I promise you. Just do it. Just even if you don't like it, just fucking do it. It's not going to kill you.
All right. Thanks, Jimmy.
Good luck, man. Stick with it, okay?
Yep. Bye.
Hi, Vinny in New Jersey. Boy, do I wish this was I wish Anthony had a daughter. Hi, Vinny.
Hey, how you doing, Jim?
Daughter's looking to date a black guy. Any advice on how you can handle it? How old's your daughter?
She's 14.
Oh, God. Okay. How old's the guy?
He's 15.
All right. So it's not an age thing?
It's more of an issue. I think I have more of an issue with it than my daughter and my wife does.
Well, and again, this is where me not being a parent hurts the discussion because I can't speak from experience. There's nothing worse than some chinless, hooker-loving douchebag trying to tell a real parent how to do their job. I can only suggest. Is that a little too young to be dating?
I think so. I wanted her to wait until she was at least 16 to start dating, but of course I get overruled by the women in the house.
Okay, well, your wife wants her to date. The only thing I think you can do, interracial dating, it's a blight on God. No, I'm kidding. I think that the only thing you can do is tell your daughter, if she's going to date and if your wife is for it, is to maybe talk to her honestly about the problems about it and prepare her for some of the uncomfortability that she may have to face. But who knows? I mean, maybe it's just one of those things. Like, maybe if it was 15 or 20 years ago, it would have been a guy with long hair, a rock guy with long hair, a burnout. Maybe that's her idea of rebelling, or maybe she just genuinely likes the guy and you should allow her to like who she wants to like. You know what I mean? Like almost like if you interfere, sometimes you push someone to really rebel. I'm not saying that she may just genuinely like this guy and not care that he's black. I'm not saying that that's definitely a rebellion, but I wish I had a better answer for you because I have got no experience with my own kids. So my suggestion would be if your wife's okay with it and your daughter's okay with it, then maybe you just kind of let her do it. But some other parents may call up and scream at me and say I'm an asshole. What do you want to tell her? What do you want to tell her?
I've already told her that I'm not too keen on the whole idea.
Okay.
And we've had discussions about it, but there is that separation between us. We were pretty close, but now there's that separation because she feels in her heart that this is the best guy for her, which he is a nice guy. I don't have a problem with him, but I just not to sound like a racist, but I think there is that racial issue that does come to play.
We're also taught as men, as white guys, the old joke like, oh, your daughter's your wife's fucking a black guy. Like that becomes the punchline because black guys are seen in the jokes as being these virile, giant, cocked fucking basketball players who just come in and ravage our women. But the reality is, all that silliness aside, he's just probably a regular dude that she goes to school with, and his family will probably give him shit. So it's you know what I mean? It's not like he's like one of these fucking, the young buck is lining up for the white prize. Like, that's that thing we tell ourselves. He's probably just a nice kid from school, and believe me, his family it's not just the white families that give them shit too. The black families do too. So he's probably having the same issues from his family.
I thank you, Jimmy.
All
I
right.
appreciate it.
Good luck, my friend. Let's see here. Manuel in Oakland. I guess he's calling me up for some boxing gloves. Having trouble dealing with a disrespectful wife. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man? How about yourself?
Good. How are you?
The last couple of days, I've been I'm trying to get stuff together for the next, get my stuff together, my son's stuff together, and my wife will come at me and be like, why are you so mad? And, I'm just focused on getting my stuff together. But now I get mad because she's bringing it up.
Right.
So, yesterday again, I was focused on doing what I had to do, and she just got real disrespectful. I mean, real disrespectful with her mouth. And I'm just trying to not knock her up, across the fucking room.
Yeah, no, you do not do that, dude. You can't do it. It's a no. First of all, it's wrong. You can't hit her just because she's being a cunt. And that's, you know what I mean? Seriously, you can't do it. Let me ask you, did you know that she was like this personality beforehand?
You know what? Yeah, I knew she can be that, but it's just gradually just getting worse. I mean, she's more or less in all this time. She's more or less at this point have called me a bitch, a punk, and it's just.
Why does she talk to you like that?
Because she feels like she can.
But what did I'm sure you've spoken to her about something, and what did you say to her?
Well, I haven't told. I shut down.
Why?
And, physical and verbal with her, because I get verbal too. But I'll just walk away because nothing good is gonna come out of it. Before I used to be disrespectful, not to the point where she's at now, where we're calling each other out of each other's names. But I'm kind of done.
Well, you could A, leave her, B, tell her if it continues you're gonna leave, and mean it. Or C, sit down with her and go, look, don't do it when you're mad, but say, look, when we fight and you're calling me this stuff, it's like I'm a fucking man, and you think that I'm not responding, and I'm not a man, but what do you want to do? Throw the television out the window? You want our kid to see that? Like, maybe you need to have a discussion with her. Maybe that's how her fucking mother and father were.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it was, but it's just, oh man, she just got her level of respect for me shows, and she's constantly telling me, because we're living at my mom's house right now because of a certain financial situation.
Okay.
And she gets mad at me because, we're not being able to take care of our bills. But hey, we both work. She's working, but her check goes straight to her sister because her sister's going through a divorce and doesn't have any income.
Okay.
So, off that, I mean, how the fuck can we do anything when you're over there doing what you have to do for your family? Which is understandable, but, what the fuck? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. No, I know. It's very frustrating. You could talk to her and say you don't appreciate that, or, yell and scream at her, or be ready to leave, or just do chip to her. That fucking, nothing annoys a woman more than you doing chip. Like, no matter what she says, don't lose your cool. Just fucking do chip. Every time she's cunty, if she's like, you're a bitch, go like, what am I, a female dog? Fucking home run, and just keep chipping her until she shuts up.
Okay. That might just do it.
That is my suggestion, my friend. You can't hit her, but you can chip her until she fucking leaves.
I mean, no, I really don't want to hit her, but it's just, there's been times where my fists fall up, and I'm like, wow, yeah. I'm already there.
Dude, I've been there. I know. It's very hard sometimes. All right, man. Well, thank you very much. Okay, buddy?
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Good luck. Mike in Texas, just talk for a second. He wants to discuss the animal hunting opinion with me. I since this is an advice show, I don't want to talk about it for long because the show's not about that. But yes, what's up, Mike? I'll let you be heard.
Yeah, I understand this doesn't quite fit within the frame of the parameters. But, yeah, I just want to have a short little discourse on this. I just thought that the way you sounded Monday, you kind of took a whole Walt Disney and ignorant approach to what big game hunting is all about, and I just want to help set the record straight. I found that the way you talked came more from a place of hate than from comedy, and you were really, really passionate about this, and I think it's really misplaced hate.
Well, hold on. You're right in the sense that I wasn't being funny. On our show, on the Opie and Anthony show, their show that I'm on, you know, there are times where we're attempting to be funny, and there's times where we're being very genuine and very real, and there's times where we're combining those things. Now, this is my feelings on hunting. Now, maybe I don't know everything there is to big game hunting, but I don't really need to know, and I'll tell you why. This is my take on it. If she went out and shot a lion and sat on it, I don't care if it's a lion that she paid to shoot and then that helps the app. She's, in my opinion, a cunt, and I hope she's mauled by a fucking animal. If you're a hunter, and again, this is how I feel. You're a hunter and you kill deer and you eat them and you eat what you cook. I mean, sorry, what you kill. You're a braver person than I am. I'm a lazy guy. You're doing something I can't do, and I admire you. I admire people that actually hunt their own food because I eat meat. I just have someone do my hunting for me. So my criticism is not aimed at hunters who do that. Okay, so all you hunters that got mad at me, you're not part of the discussion because I'm not talking about you. I'm not attacking you. Big game hunters like this idiot who's an attention whore and then wants to murder a very giant animal just to sit on it and tell people she did it, I have nothing but contempt for. And I hope she's attacked and eventually fucking destroyed or mauled by one of these animals.
Well, see, there's the thing. I mean, you're so vehemently repulsed by what you see as such a morally corrupt action, but it's hard to not feel associated with that group when you say such words because, and I know you say you don't care, but it's kind of hard not to care because, you know, on average, a lion hunt in Africa costs about $30,000 US. And big game preserves cannot exist with financial contributions people like Melissa Bachman are prepared to make. And through her actions, she actually contributes. She stimulates the local economy, and she helps.
No, I understand, dude. I do understand that part. I understand taking lemons and making lemonade. And the financial trickle. The reality is, if she paid $30,000 to go over there and murder a lion, she's a cunt.
There you go, Tim.
Hold on. As a hunter, I'm not talking about you. I'll tell you why. If you attack thieving comedians and you bash comedians that steal and are total hacks, I mean, I think, you know, I'm a good comic and I certainly don't steal. Am I supposed to be offended because I'm also a comedian? Or should I go, yeah, they make the rest of us look bad? Do you know what I mean? So no, a hunter does not have to get emotionally involved in what I'm saying because I'm not attacking hunters.
Well, the thing is, you use words like murder and...
yeah, that's what that is, when you're going over there and just doing it.
The thing. You are personifying and imparting human emotions and attributes to wild animals. That's fundamentally wrong. It doesn't work that way. That's why I say you take a Walt Disney approach to the whole thing. And you need to understand, without people like her and her financial contributions, there's no more money flooded into these kind of preserves.
Okay.
They break down, poachers kill all the lions. It's either you are satisfied with what she does and people like her ilk do, or else you have no lions whatsoever. It's because of people like her that lions have been saved from extinction. Otherwise, you have...
Okay. Hey, dude, look, dude, I'm not going to get into a long animal discussion, only because that's not what this show is. So, I mean, that's your take on it. Are you still there? We didn't hang up on you.
No.
Okay.
I'm here.
We got to let you do. I have to let you go because it's an advice show. I would love to talk to you and argue for an hour, but it's not fair.
Argue with you.
but you know what I'm saying? That's your take on it. My take on it. She's a pig, and I hope that she's injured by one of these. I hope an elephant steps on her cunt, and I hope she lives through it. I hope she lives through it and has a flattened vagina. You're saying that her finances help contribute to keeping a lot of lions alive. Perhaps they do. I still think she's a pig, because that's like saying I pay money to go into a place and rape a woman, but a lot of the money I use goes to a rape crisis center. And somebody compared the lion hunting to me getting hookers. Well, there's human trafficking. Okay, play semantics games. She paid a lot of money to kill a fucking animal. I think it was a murder because she's not eating it. She's just being a cunt. So fuck her. But I know you and I have a difference of opinion. Okay, it's cool.
what the hell do I know? Just get back to the job site.
What do you know? Just two guys talking, lying. Hey, I ain't lying to the boss when I tell him I was early. All right, I'll see you, buddy. Thanks for the call. Okay, let's see. John in Westchester, what's my opinion on being in a volatile relationship? In other words, John wants to say, Jim, let's talk about every relationship you've ever been in. Hi, John.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey.
All right. Yeah, so that's basically it in a nutshell. I'm in a relationship that I feel is probably one of the greatest relationships I've ever been in.
How long you been with her?
Can't stay together more than a month and a half at a time.
Hold on. How long you been with her?
A year and a half.
Okay, and why do you guys break up? Like, what do you fight about? In a quick nutshell.
All right. In a nutshell, she's rich, I'm poor. I have to work, and she doesn't.
Well, why do you fight about that? Do you resent that in her, or does she resent the fact you're poor?
No, I mean, think of everything that would be different between a rich and a poor person. Political views, upbringing, background.
That could happen between...
What we do for fun, what we enjoy to eat. I mean, everything you can think of is what we fight about.
But all of those things, the reason I'm interrupting is because all of those things can happen between two people of the same social class. No, I know there's a difference between the way rich people live and poor people. But I mean, those problems you're having could easily happen, political ideologies, what you like to do, what your values are, could easily happen between two very wealthy people or two broke people. But you have to handle that stuff because that's a part. It's like saying, well, a Catholic is dating a Jewish girl. You know, you believe in one God and she believes in another. You can't get much fundamentally different than that. The personalities going into it are what the problem is. Because if you're both not respecting the fact you're coming from different places, it doesn't matter that she's rich and you're poor. Because if you were both poor, you'd both be the same people and not respect. You understand what I mean? I think that's more the problem than the financial status.
No, I understand it. You see, my thing is with it, there's a part I'm leaving out here.
Okay.
She's 47, almost 48, and I just turned 35.
Okay, she's older than you. Cool.
She's older than me.
All right.
She's a feminist.
Okay.
I listen to the Opie and Anthony show.
Is she a submissive sexually, by the way? Do you like to spank her, or does she like her hair pulled?
Oh, God, yeah.
She does. Yeah, a lot of the feminists are very submissive. It's really weird because they're very dominant people.
That's kind of what I feel. I feel like she's going for the cougar cup thing. She is extremely attracted to me sexually.
Sure.
And I feel that's what's driving her.
Okay.
She won't admit it.
Now, you listen to Opie and Anthony. I mean, she doesn't like you listening to Opie and Anthony, or that's not part of the equation?
That's not really part of the equation.
Okay.
Trying to point out
the difference. Okay. Well, you think that she only wants you because you're a good fuck. She won't acknowledge that thing about herself, maybe because as a feminist, she feels like it's too masculine a mentality to have, or maybe she just doesn't like to admit that about herself. But I still don't understand why you guys aren't getting along if you have great sex. Like, what is it that you like? The problem in relationships is we find this need to change each other's opinion instead of just respecting the fact. Let her be a feminist. I mean, I agree with a lot of feminist views. I just don't agree with this language bullshit they get into, but I agree with a lot of what does she say that you disagree with?
Well, I mean, a lot of things. She has children, I don't, so we battle a lot about, like her son, for instance, like when her son doesn't want to do something, her opinion on it is, well, that's the way it is, let it be. And my opinion on it is, no, he's 7 years old. If you don't instruct him how to do something, he's never going to learn.
Do you live together?
No, we don't live together, but I spend 6 out of 7 days a week at her house, so it's almost like living together.
But basically, it's her son, so let her do what she wants.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess what I'm trying to get out of you is there a way to, and I not like the last caller, I'm not trying to punch her in the face.
Sure.
Is there a way to beat the truth out of her? Because I really feel like she's just here for the dick, and she's making everything else up and stringing me along.
Well, then why do you need the truth from her if you know that?
Well, because it's a gut feeling.
Okay. Well, usually our gut feelings are right.
Right.
Maybe you can't get the truth out of her. But maybe why would you want to be with somebody if you feel like you can't get real answers out of them anyway?
And then, when we do have these fights and we do go through a week or two where we don't speak to each other, the first thing she does is she runs to Match.com, or, she runs out to her last boyfriends and she's on dates and she's doing this and she's doing that. So it's not like we break up and she's home crying and she's upset because we're not together anymore. Her first instinct is to find another man.
Okay, well, she's also older, so she's probably, she's older, dude.
My gut feeling is she doesn't want to be here. And when the dick charm wears off for a while, she's really out looking for what makes her happy, and then she realizes she's not getting the good dick someplace else, and now she's back to me.
Okay, well, hold on. If you know all that, see, you already know the answer. So sometimes we like the answer confirmed because it validates sometimes, but listening to what you're saying, if that's who she is and that's what your situation is, either A, accept it and just keep fucking her. B, sit down and say to her, look, this is what I feel like is going on, and I'm leaving the relationship if this is what it is, and then take her at face value. Or C, just leave because you know that's what it is. You don't need her to confirm it if you already know it. You're 35 years old. Like, you're not a dumb guy.
No.
So you especially since you know she goes out and meets people, it goes right to Match.com. So maybe you're all right. So if you feel that either just enjoy the pussy you're getting, or if you feel it's going to be too painful and she's eventually going to leave you, then end the relationship.
So you're saying go with the gut?
Of course, because the sick part of a relationship is sometimes what keeps us coming back. We don't like to admit that, but sometimes when I feel numb, feeling bad is feeling something. And sometimes those volatile relationships make us feel bad and they make us feel lousy, but that's something. It's, and we talked about this on Opie and Anthony the other day. It's punctuating the dreariness. We kind of get a misshapen pleasure out of feeling bad. And sometimes we're comfortable when we're feeling bad or feeling uncomfortable. So a lot of times we seek that shit out. So just be honest about that with yourself. I don't think you need her to admit anything.
No, I think you're right, Jimmy.
All right, my friend. Good luck.
Thanks, man. Love you.
All right, thank you. And make sure you fuck her again. All right, let's see. This is interesting. Jordan in Florida is having a daughter, and he's terrified of wiping her vagina. Hi, Jordan.
What's up, Jim?
How are you?
What's up, Jimmy?
Hey, buddy.
Good. How you doing?
Good. This your
fan of yours.
Thank you. Is this your first daughter?
Yeah, it's my first daughter. I have a son. And, I'm very involved with my son, changing him, this and that. It's all fine.
Sure.
But in talking with my wife about the baby coming up, the girl, I'm just like, look, I want you to know I'm very uncomfortable changing her and wiping her vagina.
Let me ask you a question. And Louis C.K. did a joke about this, about the daughter getting shit in her pussy or something when he was wiping it. Opie would be more qualified to answer this, or any other guy who has a daughter, about that they've changed. But from what I'm told, of course, because you don't want to ever, are you afraid you might sexualize her, or you're afraid that it might scar her mentally to have her father doing that?
No, I'm not worried about her. I'm worried about me. Like, I just feel like a pedophile, or like, for some reason, just wiping a vagina, even if it's my own daughter.
Do you know what? It's because we're now so pedo oriented, and we're so obsessed with pedophilia and protecting kids, which is good. We probably should be. That right. Even something totally innocent, like, and this may have been happening forever for fathers and daughters, but I think if you're changing your daughter and she's a baby and you wipe her vagina, I think that's a perfectly legit contact. And, I think it's a completely unsexual and fatherly thing to do. So I think that maybe it's the circumstances around us and this constant obsession over child molesting and child touching that's got all that on our head. So even appropriate and healthy things seem inappropriate and unhealthy. Like, I'm more self-conscious talking to a kid now than I ever was. Like, I was never self-conscious talking to a kid, but I'm self-conscious now. Like, what if somebody walking by sees me talking to this kid and thinks something? Which is different than what you're talking about, but it's the same in that I'm letting all this...
No, but it's the same thing, and it actually makes you more of a normal person if you feel that awkwardness wiping your daughter's vagina or talking to a kid, because then you have on the other side the people that do it that completely don't think it's weird at all, and I think those people are more fucked up than you and I.
Well, I don't think that wiping your daughter's vagina should make you feel weird, just because it's a very parental thing to do. It's almost like wiping their mouth or wiping, you know what I mean? It's something, you're simply doing something that they cannot do for themselves.
Right. What if you were wiping somebody else's kid's vagina? Like, would you feel weird?
I absolutely would feel weird. But again, if I was a parent, or if I was a fucking 50-year-old parent and I had, 5 kids and I was wiping somebody else's kid's ass, I probably wouldn't feel weird. Like, I would be weird wiping a boy's ass. Any child, I don't want to fucking see him naked. I don't want to touch their shitty bodies. But, I think it all is relative to your experience. Again, a parent, how come a mother shouldn't feel weird wiping her son? Like, how many moms
are... Wife said.
Yeah, believe me, most mothers out there can grab any fucking kid by the ankles and scoop out his asshole with a fucking paper. Because they don't think twice about it because it's a motherly or protective or nurturing thing to do. But,
and my wife, funny you said that. My wife told me the other day that she took a shower with my son, and I was like, "That's disgusting," because his head is just right by your fucking pussy.
Well, if he's lucky.
Like,
yeah.
What?
So I said if he's lucky. Sorry, I'm just making a little incest joke. Sorry.
So yeah. All right, buddy. Thanks a lot.
Oh, no, don't be mad. All right, buddy. Good luck. I would say listen to Louis C.K.'s bit on it or talk to a dad with a daughter. Maybe that's pretty normal. I guess because most pedos are men, by the way. Most pedophiles are men, so maybe that's why we feel more self-conscious because with women it's always been acceptable, and now this whole, stay-at-home dad and dad taking care of the kids thing is, a more recent phenomenon in the human psyche. So maybe we don't know how to handle it, but it's totally fucking normal, dude, to wipe your daughter. All right?
All right, pretty good.
Good luck, my friend.
Bye.
Let's see. We only have a few minutes left. Now, Doug in Syracuse, his job is making it hard to stay in love with a girl. What do you do? Do you work at Weight Watchers?
I own a restaurant, and it's been taking like all the time of my day. It's been these 15-hour days. And before I had that, I had a job where I could spend a lot of time with my girlfriend. And now my girlfriend kind of has to work at the restaurant all the time. It's not like we fight from spending too much time together at the restaurant or anything. It's just now we're both exhausted all the time. We're not taking care of each other. We're not really sleeping together. And we fight about money all the time because, if the restaurant doesn't do good, we don't have any money. And she doesn't make a lot of money outside with her own job. So it's just a lot of stress on me. And I'm like, just not feeling very happy about anything.
How long you been together?
3 years.
Okay, so it's like you're just too much familiarity. The specialness of it or the high of it has gone. Being around somebody at work all day and then at home is probably really tough too, though. I think because you get no break from that person. So does she have to work at the restaurant? Can she work somewhere else?
No, we don't have any money. And, I need her to work some shifts to save money, or I can't make the rent on the store and on the I can't make the mortgage on the house.
Okay.
It's a lot of work. I got to be there all the time, and she has a job where she works about 30 hours for her job, and she's just gonna have to pull in 20 hours at the place, or we're just not gonna have money.
Well, 20, I guess that's a lot of your work week. That's 4 hours a day for 5 days. But,
I have it broken down that she just basically works on the weekends. Later, she pulls just 2 8-hour shifts on the weekend.
Are you there on the weekends?
Yeah.
Okay.
I work 7 days.
Oh, you do? Okay. Well, if you know it's only temporary, why not just deal with it until you don't have to deal with it anymore? If it's temporary just to get your bills paid, what's that?
It's not really temporary. It's more this is how it is unless it makes more money or unless I am able to save more money to open another restaurant or open another business. This is it. This is how much money I make.
How big is your restaurant?
It's just a small restaurant. This is what I own.
How does she feel about it?
She's kind of bummed because she would have liked, I think, if my previous career had worked better.
Which was what?
But I had been a lawyer.
Okay.
But she's being very supportive, and she is doing whatever she needs to do to make this work because, I'm the one bringing in all the money and, and she loves me to death, and I do love her a lot.
Sure.
But, I'll listen to, your advice show about, things that, couples need to be, doing, and, we're not having, any sex, and we're not really doing anything. We're trying to go out as much as we can just to do stuff, but it's exhausting. And sometimes I kind of resent her because I'm if I was single, I would just focus on the business more and.
Yeah, but you know what? Your distractions would be otherwise because you'd have some fucking crazy flake of a girlfriend coming into your restaurant and screaming at you in front of your customers. You know what? At least you know that she's a contributor and she's not some flaky dipshit. At least she's working and putting, money and putting her time into it. You got a good woman if she's doing that. She's not some fucking flighty cunt who's just spending all your money. So maybe you have to weigh the negatives. Like, okay, we spend too much time together and we're both a little too tired for sex, so we should make some more effort to fuck. Maybe I should eat her ass at the end of the shift, make her feel appreciated. But at least you're not dating some lazy shit who's screaming at you because you're working too much, and then you're worried she's out fucking some other guy because you're working.
That's true. I've never had to worry about her being with other guys. She is totally into me, and you know, when it comes to the sex, she's always been about me and keeping me happy, and I appreciate all that stuff. It's just lately, I guess I've been feeling selfish, and honestly, when you say it like that, I sound like a total dick.
No, you don't. You don't sound like a dick, but just make sure that you focus on that part, and that it's probably normal to get a little stir crazy and like, all right, but the options, because it's a business that's a small business. You're always going to have to put a lot of hours in to make it work. So you're never just going to be able to fucking have a 9 to 5 until you get another place open too. And you're kind of like a mogul and you oversee them. So for now, this is your situation. Dating would be a lot harder. And the sex would be fresher until you can't meet her 2 weekends in a row because there's something happening at work. And then she's a cunt and then she's banging somebody else and your life's in turmoil. So at least here you have something consistent and it's not interfering with your business.
That's true.
All right.
That's really true.
Good luck, you little sweet potato. And we only have a couple of minutes left. All right. So I want to just say a couple of guys. I'm not even going to go to these guys. I just want to read there. One guy, Robert, says he had the same issue about wiping his daughter. You just have to go with it. And then Paul in Arkansas says, if wiping your daughter makes you feel weird, have your wife be in the room with you. So maybe these are two possible solutions from these guys. And one guy, Phil in Queens, says, chipping your wife is fantastic. He does it to his all the time. I appreciate that. And I think that's great advice. Zach in South Carolina. Let's talk to him just for a minute. Married for 10 years, cheated, and the guilt is keeping him up at night. Hi, Zach.
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't call on me.
Oh, hi, buddy.
You said it all. 10 years, great marriage, great everything. And, I did it this weekend. So,
it's just this weekend. I think, okay, so 10 years. Now, who's the girl? Not who is she, but have you flirted with her before?
Flirting and those things that, to make sure you still got it. You know, you always push the envelope just to make sure you're still a human and make sure you still can. But, you always, once you feel like the battle's won, you back off and you're fine with that.
So you fucked, are you going to fuck this girl again?
Logic tells me no, but,
Well, let me ask you, do you and your wife still have sex?
Absolutely, yeah.
So the thing is this, dude, 10 years you're married. I think that people probably get restless. And again, this day and age with technology and Facebook and Twitter and emails and texting, there's so many ways to communicate all the time. It's really harder to stay faithful. But I think that you should take the hint that your mind is giving you. You cheated and you feel bad about it and you're staying up at night. So maybe you have to realize that you fucked up and you got away with one. You don't need to go out and do it until you get caught. Because that eventually will happen. It's going to probably ruin your marriage. So why not just fucking take the one little victory you got? Fuck it, I got away with it, and realize I don't feel good about it. I know I feel guilty, and I'm staying up at night. And thank God I didn't fuck up my marriage over it. Because if you feel guilty after the first time, dude, take that as a sign.
Oh, yeah. I feel like, literally, my hands are shaking like Michael J. Fox all the time. I'm just like, just a disaster. And, and I'm paranoid and all this other stuff. At the same time, like, it was awesome.
It always is. You know what? Eating cake is really great. And I love eating cake. But then I hate when I pinch my side fat. There's a lot of things that are really fun. But the price for them makes them not worth it. Stealing is fun. I love to steal. But I haven't stolen in 25 or 30 years because the getting caught is not fun. So a lot of times, what's fun is not always the answer. Getting high can be fun. But I can't do it because there's always the next day. There's always consequences. So, dude, the consequences are not worth it. It's not worth it. And you already feel guilty. That's a bad sign. So just you got away with it. Be grateful you got away with it. Don't be greedy and push your luck like the most of us would do.
God damn it. You know how right you are. I know. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Just enjoy the memory and go, look, I betrayed somebody I really loved. I should not have done that, but here's how I'll comfort myself. I won't do it again. Okay?
And this will buy me years of jerking off just thinking
Absolutely, dude. And eventually something's going to happen that's negative, and you don't need that shit. Just take the one good memory and don't do it again.
You got it, buddy. You're awesome.
All right. Take care, you godless cheater. Bye. All right. Sorry I couldn't get to the guy who wants to break it off with his girl. The best way to do it is just jerk off on one of her friends in the car. That will help you break up with her. The response to the guy whose daughter wants to date a black guy, try next week. And of course, Ray wants to know if I'll perform at his comedy club. Ray, I just did the Comedy Works, so I cannot, and I won't be up at Albany for at least a year. But thank you for the call. I appreciate it, and good luck with your club. Because it would be a gift, though, if I performed. And let's be honest, gifts are everything, especially around the holidays. So why wait for the holidays to hate Steven Singer? That was just a natural segue, Eric. You can start hating him right now. Go to IHateStevenSinger.com. You know you have to get this woman in your life a gift, right? I mean, come on. We have Christmas coming up. We have Valentine's Day coming up. You want it to be a great gift for the holidays. You don't want to just hand her a cheese dick gift. Well, Steven knows what every woman wants, diamonds. Yeah, it's not your hard dick, it's diamonds. The beautiful sparkle, the simple elegance of the diamond. Steven's going to make it easy and affordable. Check out his diamond stud earrings starting at just $199. These are really beautiful, high-quality, bright white diamonds. You go online to IHateStevenSinger.com right now, and you see all of his amazing diamond jewelry. Steven makes holiday shopping very easy, and it's affordable. Obviously, everybody's not a millionaire. The economy can be kind of shitty. So just go online to IHateStevenSinger.com and check out that beautiful selection of diamonds for her. IHateStevenSinger.com right now. You get your holiday shopping done today. Shipping is always fast and free. Steven makes shopping fun, whether it's in the showroom at the other corner of 8th and Walnut, where you have to see his uncomfortable face, or on the phone at 1-888-I-HATE-STEVEN-SINGER, or just go online to IHateStevenSinger.com if maybe you're a hermit, or maybe you've got a fucking goiter on your neck and you don't want to go in there and embarrass yourself at the other corner of 8th and Walnut because you're deformed. Just do it online. It's fucking easy and it's fast, and they ship it free. Then you're done with it. Then when you look at her dumb face, you don't have to feel guilty. Like, oh, great, I got to buy this pig a present. Buy it now, online. You're finished. And then whenever you see her moping into the kitchen and shove more food in her fat face, you can go, thank God that lummox is taken care of. You guys were very good callers today. Thank you very much. And I will see you next week, unless I'm dead, in which case I won't.
Jim Norton is now done dealing with your bullshit. He'll be back next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. But you can listen to episodes of The Jim Norton Show whenever you want. Go to SiriusXM.com/on-demand for details. All right, well, that sucked. To hear The Opie and Anthony Show 5 days a week live on satellite radio, online on your phone or tablet, or even on demand, go to SiriusXM.com. Also, interact with The Opie and Anthony Show on Twitter, @Opie Radio, @Anthony Cumia, and @Jim Norton.